Hey guys, so every time I go to one of these bike shows, I end up going to the Indian area. I don't know, the Indian bikes just pull me to them, and this year was no different. Going to Daytona, we had the opportunity to take them out for a ride, so we took a couple of the Indians out, Mary and I. I got on the Indian, what is it called? The Indian Chief Dark Horse, I think it is. Yeah. I've ridden that bike before, but it's kind of the one that I wanted to ride again. So here you go. Not a short video, fairly long, but enjoy. Alright, so we're taking an Indian Chief Dark Horse out, powered by the Thunderstroke 111. And Mary is in the Chief Classic, I believe it is. Chief Classic right in front of me. So, we've always liked the Indians, so we'll see how this feels. No windscreen, so be interested to see what kind of, well, it'll be no wind protection, let's be honest. But they are a beautiful looking bike, without question. We're going to be fairly back in the pack, it seems, so hopefully the people in front of us are good riders. We shall see. Sometimes in the back of the pack you end up going a little on the slower side. Alright, right off the bat, you definitely feel higher. I'm used to... you don't sit as low as like the last bike we tried. So the last bike we tried riding was the new... what is it? The new Yamaha Eluder. And that bike, you sat so low, but it was so nice. This one you definitely sit up higher, right? You seem to sit on the bike versus in the bike. But it's still nice, but I definitely feel it feels higher, without question. It's definitely taller, but it's still a nice bike, without question. And like I said, really nice looking. So we'll see what kind of power this thing has. So retail, Thunder Black Smoke they call it, $17,499. So under 20, that's good. I have to say that one that Mary's driving, which is the Chief Classic, beautiful, beautiful looking bike for sure. It looks really nice without the windshield. It'd be nice to make sure that they had one that had a removable windshield or a quick release.
And like always, plenty of power. And I'm not sure where everybody's switching here. Always like the power that the Indian puts out, for sure. And it's got a really nice note as well, so the sound coming out of the Indian is really nice. Dual exhaust. And it's got a real nice rumble to it. Yeah, there's Mary's bike. Very nice. Very nice. Daytona International Speedway tours daily. It does say there's tours. Talked to the lady, she's like, I don't think that they're open. And I'm like, well, you might think that you should know that. Hi! So just so you know, it has a little tiny digital tachometer, which is nice, but you really have to look down to see it. So if you're someone who can't really tell by the sound of their bike, then it's kind of in an awkward spot. But I don't know where else they would put it. There's just nowhere else really on the bike for it to go. I know, right? So Mary was saying that it was hard to see everything. And again, after we just finished riding the Eluder, it just feels a little, not awkward, but coming from a bike that has everything in such a good view. But I think I would say that the Indian is definitely faster. It's got a nice, smooth power response, you know. But I would also say that this bike is probably a fair bit lighter, considering that it has no bags on it, or considering that, you know, it's a pretty naked style cruiser bike. Mary's whole outfit matches her bike. that seem right? Hey Mary, I'll let you get in front of me. Oh, never mind. Like normal, not used to having a bike that has no wind protection. You really feel the wind hit you in the chest, especially when you hammer on the throttle and the bike throws you back and the wind just pounds you in the chest. But you buy a bike like this, I think, because it looks super sleek and mean, not necessarily as a touring bike. Not that you couldn't add a windscreen to it down the road, but to start with, but button placement's really good. It's a nice simple setup, you know. On the right hand side, standard horn, I think that's horn, nope, cruise control, sorry, and your power. And then on the left hand side you have your signal, which is pretty standard for, well, pretty standard for like Japanese style bikes and things like that. And of course you have your horn and your headlights. I do find the Indians just feel really nimble. See if we can throw this thing around this corner. Give it some gas coming out of it. Let's see here. Ready? Tons of wind hitting you. Definitely need a full face with this. But plenty of power, for sure. I have to say, that's one thing I do miss about our bikes, since we ride V-Stroms, is that really deep throaty sound that these kind of bikes put off. Such a nice sound. This guy is kind of all over the road a little bit. Six speed. So I've never gotten it out of fourth yet, just so you know. What's this button doing? Alright, let's see what this guy can do. Come on, guy. The brakes are nice. They're nice, and they're not. They're, you know, they're not touchy, so you don't feel like you're gonna lock the brakes up at all. And I'm pretty sure this has ABS on it, which is probably helpful as well. And once again, there's Daytona International Speedway to the right. If you're here down at Daytona for the demo rides, you get to travel around the speedway for pretty much all the demo rides. So, be aware of that. This is a Chief Dark Horse, yeah.
Same thing, right?
Same thing with no fairing and no bags. So
That's this bike put on all of this.
yeah. So she probably goes a little quicker because she's lighter.
What was that?
She goes a little faster because she's lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's no wind protection. All right, what do I think of the Indian Chief Dark Horse? Hold on, put this down. What do I think of the Indian Chief Dark Horse? Beautiful bike, really nice. definitely not a bike for like touring, because there's no bags and there's no wind protection and there's none of that kind of stuff. This is a bike that you buy honestly because of the power, the looks. It's a great short trip, maybe, you know, a day trip where you can put a backpack on. It's great for cruising around town, you know, going out, well, just whatever, any place that you can get to in a day. What it's not, for me, is it's not a long trek. The bike in front of me there, that one would be, that's the Chieftain Dark Horse. And that one, of course, is what you'd want more so for the longer trek, because, of course, it has I don't know where I am. That one? Okay. But overall, nice bike. Would it be a bike I would buy? As a second bike, for sure. I need something with some bags, but awesome city bike. Really nice. And there's Mary behind me. What? Picture, hold on. And that's it. All right, guys, we're out.